I'm on my way to downtown Winnipeg to get my first vaccine. Hallelujah, I'm so excited. It means this pandemic is finally coming to an end. So it's going to be it's a very exciting time. We've been dealing with this for well over a year. I think we're coming up on a year and a half. Ain't that we've been dealing with this in Canada, and I'm about done with it. Seriously, I'm so done with this pandemic. It's keeping me out of the gym. It's keeping me away from my girlfriend. It has to be over, because I don't think I can take much more of this. But we're getting my first vaccine today, and I think they're planning on getting everybody vaccinated by the end of the summer, which will, at least in Winnipeg, maybe. At least that's what I hear. Anybody watching this, if you're on the fence about getting a vaccine, get the vaccine. It's a no-brainer. I have multiple sclerosis, and they are recommending all the vaccines. I'm immunosuppressed, and they're still recommending all the vaccines. So the benefits definitely outweigh the risks. So if you have any qualms, questions, question marks about whether or not you should get the vaccine, please just get it. We have to reach, what, 80% population fully vaccinated before herd immunity will take over. Let's get to that 80%. It's not hard. It's just a little poke in the arm. So just do it. Anyway, that's my little rant about vaccinations. I don't know if they're going to allow photography in there. I'm hearing that maybe not. So I will bring my camera with me, but I may not be able to take any pictures or anything. So I'm going to try and at least get a selfie done while I'm getting my vaccine. So my my Vexi, or whatever they call it. So we'll get this done. All right, we'll talk to you later. Okay, so we're in the convention center, following around, figuring out what's going on. I'm running a little bit late. Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Time's your appointment?
9:40.
You can't have that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll talk to you later. All right. Okay, so they wouldn't let me take any video or pictures in the actual convention center, which really sucks. It was actually quite the experience. I mean, it was like a well-oiled machine. Let me get this off. It was like a well-oiled machine. They had, there were volunteers all over the place. Everybody knew what was going on. Everybody knew where everything was. It was really, I was really anticipating long lines and having to sit there forever and stuff, but no, once you went and got into the system, it was just boom, boom, boom. You sat down, woman came around on a chair and hiked up my sleeve, and that was it. So it's not difficult, it's not painful. Yeah, well, they certainly do make it easy. It is a really well thought out process here. Somebody knew what they were doing. Just gonna put this on my there so we can chat while I drive. There we go. And we're gonna start the car. Okay. So here we go. And we're off. I used my GPS to get me here just because I've never been to the convention center before. Oddly, it's kind of a strange thing that, you know, I've never been here, but okay, exit. Oh, son of a bitch. Hold on. Woohoo, we're back! And we are on Carlton. All right, so that was an experience, very positive experience. There was no jostling, nobody going, you know, it's my turn, it's my turn. So it's it was a good, they did a really good job. I'm really impressed. So I just want to talk about what's been going on the last couple of days with me. I've had some symptoms that I've never had before. Really bizarre. Although I don't think I can contribute to, I don't think I can blame it entirely on the multiple sclerosis, just because I've, crap, I think I've come too far, or not far enough. Oh, no, it's closed. I'm turning from the wrong lane. Okay, we'll just go back up to Portage and go back down. That's the easiest way to go. So anyway, these symptoms I've been having, I've been really tired, which I think is the MS. But something else I also deal with is I have really low blood pressure for a man my age. Normally, you know, guys my age, they've got cholesterol, they've got all this junk. They've got all this, they've, you know, the lifetime of eating junk food and things, it just it takes its toll. But me, on the other hand, I try to live a very healthy lifestyle, and that's not to say that I don't binge. I binge just like anybody else, but I do my best to fight it. I do my best to counteract it. I try to stay active. I go to the gym regularly when they're open. So I counteract the effects of my periodic indulgence in junk food. So but it's a constant struggle for me. I mean, right now, that COVID night, the quarantine 15, well, it should be, if something rhymed with 20, quarantine 20 or something, that would be me. I've gained about 20 pounds since the gyms closed. They were open so sporadically that it's hard to make any progress. I was starting to see a little bit of some progress the last time they were open, and I was really excited about it. I was like, finally, I'm losing the weight. You know, if I keep going what I'm doing and I lose the weight, a certain amount of pounds per week and all this stuff, I'll get back to my pre-pandemic weight, blah, blah, blah. And it's talking and driving is difficult. But yeah, if I could just, you know, make some progress, I feel like I could just be in a much better place. It calms me down. It's a place where I can think, plan. I'm dating a woman who does not live in this country. So my mind is constantly making plans about how that is going to work and unfold, and they're constantly being redone, reworked, rethought. You know, I think it's going to go one way, and then something happens and we all of a sudden have to change the plans. Like me going back to school in a couple of months again. That is something I was not looking forward to. I didn't want to have to do it, but unfortunately getting a college diploma in veterinary healthcare is just not going to pay the bills. That job would pay me less than working as a security guard. So Veterans Affairs would not be comfortable leaving me in that kind of position. They want to make sure that I'm in a position where I'm making at least 66 2/3% of what I was making while serving, which means that I would have to have a job that pays roughly $45,000 a year. I think it works out to something like $23 an hour. And I want that too, because frankly working as a security guard is not going to get me that lifestyle. I want to be able to go to the Philippines and see my girlfriend on a semi-regular basis, and I can't do that on a security guard salary. It just does not exist in this province. So obviously I have to do something else. So I've agreed to go back to school. And thankfully being a vet is very beneficial. I remember when I was overseas and when I got sick the very first time I had an attack, and they delivered my diagnosis. The military doc at the time just said, "You're very lucky that this happened here." And I couldn't, it took me a little while to think about what he meant. Lucky that it happened there. But as I've gone through the process of releasing from the military, it's really shown me that yes, it is a benefit. Because my first attack happened while I was serving overseas, my condition, the multiple sclerosis, has been 100% blamed, kind of, or 100% was caused by my service in the military. 100% caused by my deployment. So what that means is I have access to a lot of different programs. The military treats being released medically, especially when you're in theater, they treat it the same as if you had been shot. So I got my medal, my service medal for being deployed. I got all that. What I did not get though was the hardship bonus that everybody else got. I really don't understand that. If I got a medal for being deployed, I should get a medal, or I should get the same benefits that includes hazard pay that my colleagues got who completed their tour. It's a little bit of a sore spot with me, but I mean, there's not a whole lot I can do about it other than complain, and I don't like to complain. So it is what it is. I deal with it the best that I can. It's disappointing, but I can't complain too much, because I do get, I mean, frankly, the Veterans Affairs is paying me their 90% while I'm recuperating or rehabilitating and retraining and stuff. They're still paying me a salary, which I'm very thankful for, because if I had to support myself, I don't think I could do it. If all they gave me was the first round at college education, I wouldn't be able to support myself. I'd be moving back in with my mother. I definitely would not be able to afford to go see my girlfriend who lives in another country. All these things obviously take money, and the money that they've been sending me every month since I released is certainly a benefit. And I've asked them several times, actually a couple times, to please confirm their math, because I feel like they're paying me too much. But I have the emails saying that yes, we've checked the numbers. You are being compensated correctly. So I just put my hands up and say, well, if that's the way they're going to do it, then that's the way they're going to do it. And I'm not going to complain, because frankly, like I said, they're paying me a lot of money while I do this and do that and go to school and work and, you know, all this stuff. So I consider myself very fortunate that my diagnosis did happen while I was serving, especially serving overseas. Of course, our system is flawed. Our veteran system, Veterans Affairs, and of course, the pandemic doesn't help. You know, it's just delay after delay after delay. I've been waiting for what, 3 years now to have my settlement settled. You know, it's fairly cut and dry. You know, I have multiple sclerosis. I got multiple sclerosis as a result of my service. Therefore, they should have to take care of me. And they are. But I just want to make sure that I'm in a position where I can have a lifestyle that will allow me to travel, to go see May regularly, to have her come and see me regularly. And eventually, we're going to make a decision about where we're going to live, whether that's here in Canada or in the Philippines. So, and I mean, to be completely honest, just the if my settlement for the multiple sclerosis is anywhere in the ballpark of $250,000 to $300,000, then I'm just gonna pop smoke and be like, done. You know what? I'm just gonna take that money and I'm gonna retire. And I'm gonna retire to the Philippines, because I can draw $500 a month, and $300 will last me about 50 years. Okay, oops, I should have stopped. That was a very yellow light. But yeah, I'll just go to the Philippines and do that and vlog and explore the Philippines with May and Callie, and just, you know, live that way. Live very simply. It's something that appeals to me a lot. Well, I think it's the fact that I'd be there with May, that's what appeals to me the most. So there's that. But we have a lot of plans. We have a lot of contingency plans. Like, if this happens, then we'll do this. If this happens, then we'll do that. So I've learned a lot in the last 3 months or so about immigration, things like that. Getting May here is going to be very difficult on her end, unfortunately, because I can't help her. I can't give her money to satisfy the financial requirements. She has to prove that she can support herself in the Canadian economy if she were to move here, actually even vacation here. So, which is really unfortunate, because of course if she were coming here to visit, she'd be staying with me, all of her meals would be supplied. I mean, it's just it's really unfortunate that it's so difficult to come and visit Canada from countries like the Philippines. But of course, it's a lot easier for me to go visit her in the Philippines because there's no visa required for Canadians. So I can go and visit her, no problem. I just need to pay for the plane ticket. But for her to come visit me, it's the plane ticket, which is more expensive coming out of the Philippines. There's making sure that she meets the financial requirements, being able to support herself in our economy. Yeah, and then there's also a travel requirement. I think she was trying to explain it to me that her passport needs stamps. You know, and I get it that she needs to show that she's you know, fairly seasoned traveler, maybe, I don't know. But we're working on it. It's a slow process. We both know that this is not going to be fast. We're both ready to put in the time. Yeah, we're both willing to put the time in to do this right. We both know that this is a long process, and the pandemic doesn't help. So it'll be interesting. We're working on it. It's moving along. Once the pandemic is over, or at least once the travel restrictions are lifted, then we can visit, which is the first step. So yeah, so that's it. I've got my first vaccination shot today. Talked about my stint in the military. If anybody is thinking about joining the military, I fully endorse the military. They pay for your education, they pay for your training, they pay for everything. So if that is something that you want to do, then do it, because it is, I do not regret it. I regret that it was so short. And it was my sister who pushed me into the military. And I fully regret not getting involved with the military when I was younger. I got in when I was 33, and got in when I was 33, and I literally fell into the perfect trade. So it's the military is not something to shy away from. It's hard work, and it's not for everybody, but it's worth it. So that's it. I'm home now. I talked a lot, so really good for me. Yay. So I guess we'll talk to you later, okay? And get vaccinated.